What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the LFC Transfer Room YouTube channel, Twitter, and website. Today, we are joined by Olly Dawes of Deepdale Digest. Now, if you don't remember Olly, he was actually on one of our very first videos on the channel when Liverpool signed Ben Davies back on deadline day in January. We're talking today about Liverpool versus Preston. But anyway, how are you, Olly? You okay?
Yeah, all good. Obviously, a little bit gutted that Ben Davies never really got a chance at Liverpool, but such is life.
Mate, I think it's a really interesting point and something that we could cover somewhere else. But anyway, going forward into Liverpool versus Preston, Carabao Cup 4th round. For those who don't watch Championship football, aren't that keen on it, how are Preston North End doing this season?
Not great. We lost 2-0 to our biggest rivals, Blackpool, at the weekend. The game before we did beat Coventry 2-1 at home, but that's now just one win in the last 9 league games. Been a bit of a disappointing season. We haven't lost a lot in that run. We're struggling to turn draws into wins, and a few games have been draws that could have definitely gone the other way. I can't see us putting on much of a fight against Liverpool, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but it's the joy of the Carabao Cup. Anything can happen. Preston, you know what? Never. I can't remember. They've never been in the top flights for a long time. So, it's not very often that the two sides meet. But in terms of team selection, do you think that Frankie McAvoy will rotate, or do you think that he'll go full strength to try and beat Jurgen Klopp's men?
I would imagine it would be fairly strong. There might be a few changes after losing to Blackpool. Sounds like Sepp Berg will be allowed to play. It's sort of taken a while to actually get that sort of confirmation, but I think Pep Blinders said this morning that he's good to go and he'll be available. So I think he'll start at right wing back. I know Liverpool fans probably know him as a centre back, but with us, he's somehow carved out a role as a wing back. There might be a few changes here and there. I think Scott Sinclair maybe wasn't at his best against Blackpool, so he might drop out. Ali McCann is back, who we signed on deadline day from St Johnstone, so he could come into the side. But I would imagine it would be a fairly strong team. I think they'll want to try and bounce back from the Blackpool game. Nobody's really expecting us to win, but a little bit of fight after such a poor performance in a huge derby. I think some of those players do need to go back out there again and put some things right.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned Sepp Berg. A lot of Liverpool fans would be interested in his performances for Preston since obviously joining him as part of that Ben Davies deal. How good has he been, and what could he provide even against his parent club tomorrow?
Preston fans absolutely love him. I don't think people really saw this coming when the Davies deal was done. It sort of felt like Sepp was kind of thrown into the deal maybe as cover because we were losing Ben Davies so late. But he's become such a fan favourite, even from playing out of position. I think eventually a lot of us would like to see him play as a centre back. It's almost been forced upon him, really, because we did sign a right back in the summer, but he has been injured basically ever since. So it's kind of forced Sepp to carry on in that right wing back role. I do think it's right that Liverpool let him play. I think it would have been a little bit weird to sort of want him to go out and get first team football. Then as soon as you play possibly the biggest team he'll play this season, to then not let him play. So it will be interesting. I don't know who's going to play on the left for Liverpool. Minamino, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Minamino could be anyone. Your guess is as good as mine, Olly, to be honest.
Could be an interesting battle on that side, really, because I'm sure a lot of Liverpool fans will be watching Sepp as closely as they'll be watching players in the Liverpool team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's still very, very young, and the fact that he's performing so well and become such a fan favorite at a good level in the Championship is very encouraging. Do you think that he's got a future at Liverpool?
It's always hard, isn't it? Because last time I spoke to you, obviously I was bigging up Ben Davies, and then you see the gulf is so big between playing well for Preston and then even being a squad player at Liverpool. It's just such a huge gap. I would like to see Sepp get a chance with Liverpool. I think he might well be a Premier League player. It's just whether it's with Liverpool is another matter. I can see it being one of these deals where Liverpool maybe sell him on in a couple of years and sort of rake in profit. Probably see Bournemouth coming along and getting a load of money off them again.
Yeah, we do like AFC Bournemouth and their endless coffers ever. But yeah, going into the game, how do you think Preston will set up? What will they do tactically to try and thwart Liverpool?
So I would expect that we will play 5 at the back and then 2 central midfielders and a number 10 behind 2 strikers. That's the way we've played most of the season. I think fans would like to see something else because this current setup hasn't really been getting results, but I can't see them throwing it out the window to go and play against Liverpool. Well, the main threats we've got is Emil Rees, a Danish striker who has got quite a lot of pace. So I can imagine Liverpool having a lot of possession and us trying to counter them and use Rees's pace. Maybe Tom Barkhuizen as well, who's also fast. Yeah, I can't see us really changing the system. So I would imagine I have to try and break down a back 5 rather than it sort of being a 3 at the back with wing backs high. I think it will be more of a back 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be a difficult one going up to Lancashire. Do you think the Deepdale fans can maybe influence the game in their favour?
You'd like to think so, but I think everyone is just so angry after Saturday's defeat to Blackpool. It's going to be a very strange atmosphere, I think, because when Frankie McAvoy spoke to the press on Monday, it was all focused on Liverpool. And a lot of fans were saying, we don't care about this. We don't care about Liverpool. We've just lost to our biggest rivals who have been above in terms of league position for 6 years. It can't just be brushed under the carpet to focus on the Liverpool game. I don't think there'll be a lot of pressure on McAvoy to get a result in this game because at the end of the day, it's Liverpool. Nobody's expecting Preston to do anything, but the atmosphere could get a little bit not toxic, but I think there is real anger after Saturday's defeat. So even the last home game, the last Saturday home game, that is, we played Derby just after our owner Trevor Hemmings had passed away, and it was built up as being such a big send off. There was a big crowd in, and the performance was so flat that it's just another chance now. This is a third sort of big game in 4, and you'd hope the atmosphere would drive them on a bit, but I'm just not sure it will at this point.
But yeah, going into the game, what are your score predictions? And I want to hear your biased score prediction and your realistic score prediction.
Realistic, you're probably looking at 3-0 Liverpool. Biased, can I say 2-0 Liverpool?
Come on, Olly. Have some positivity here. Come on, man.
Just really have none going into this game. The best I think we can hope for is sort of dragging it out to penalties, I imagine. But we just don't look like a team with a plan at the moment. So, I mean, we saw how Liverpool picked off United on Sunday. And even if none of the players in that lineup play tomorrow, I just think Liverpool is so well coached, so well drilled. You can take players out of that team and put others in, and the style is going to be the same. The approach is going to be the same. Even with kids in the team, I still think it'll be a comfortable win for Liverpool, I would imagine.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Olly, for joining us. Where can we find your work, mate?
On Twitter at Deepdale Digest or deepdaledigest.com for all articles and sort of rants about how bad we are this season.
Well, yeah, and hopefully things will improve, but not too soon for you, mate. Make sure you subscribe to the LFC Transfer and follow us on all social media platforms, and we will catch you in the next video.